Hello, comrades, your cursed Muppet is back with another game review. One thing I think we can generally agree on is that shit is expensive. Rising prices caused by years of economic mismanagement and corporate greed has really caused us some tough choices. So it's not surprising that some people tend to resort to the five-finger discount when money is an issue. However, whereas most people have the common sense that it's not really worth getting shot at by the police for stealing that pumpkin-scented candle from the Yankee Candle, Garrett is not like most people. Premise. Now, that's not really important. What you're interested in is the gameplay, but let me fill you in real quick. Your name is Garrett, and you're a thief. One day, trying to be a generous soul, you are caught trying to place some money in a strange man's pocket. Fortunately, this man has as much of a heart of gold as you do. He inducts you into a secret exclusive order and trains you in the proper ways of donating just enough so that you don't get investigated by the pagans when you get that refund. After learning how to properly pay your taxes, and the art of standing so still you are invisible, you get to work. Now, the most promising acolyte left us, not out of the lesser folly of sentiment, the greater folly of anger. His heart was clouded, and his balance was lost, but his abilities were unmatched. Even then, we knew that we were watching most carefully. This is where I confess that I really didn't know what the fuck was going on with the game, story-wise, up until now. I had to look up a lore video afterwards to fill me in on the gaps, but this video isn't about lore, it's about gameplay. When I first started Thief Gold, I could feel the rust from how old it was, but it was nothing a little WD-40 couldn't take care of. Now, one thing you might not know about me, I love stealth games, especially ones that give you a lot of freedom in dealing with situations. Before every mission in Thief, you are asked how long you would like to take in that mission via task list difficulty. That's right, enemies remain a constant difficulty, so it is only Yoomstooms to make your life harder. Then, you are asked to choose your loadout. I'd recommend spending as much of that pouch as you can because Garrett tends to drop it on his way out of every level for some reason. After choosing my loadout and coming to terms with the realization that my limbs were replaced with spaghetti, I started committing to the ways of stealth. The stealth is straightforward. You have a meter on the bottom of your screen that shows you the stealth index. Bright green means you are Henry Cavill, and every guard around you will naturally run towards you for an autograph. If there is no green visible in your bar, that means that you are Frank Ocean, and the guards can only hope that you will be seen in the next 5 years. Staying in the dark is key. However, if you were not born and molded by it, the shadows will betray you. It's also equally important not to move too fast, since wooden claws are an essential part of every thieves' kit. One thing you'll notice very early on, this game is hella dark, but only betas turn up the gamma. I was genuinely impressed by the size and scale of the levels, especially given that this game came out during the First World War. I realized just how impressive the maps were when I was stuck on this fucking guild level for like 2 hours, man, running back and forth trying to figure out which way was fucking west. The level design would be nothing without its atmosphere, and its atmosphere is just as remarkable. I didn't expect myself to be so immersed in the game, but the vibes were just right. Medieval, steampunk, spooky, thriller is how I describe this game's atmosphere. My personal favorite portions were the cathedral-like buildings in one of the missions, since it reminded me that nothing is sacred, which is also a gentle reminder that our primary purpose here is to relocate the valuables from the buildings we break into. Searching these buildings can be a hassle at times, though, I'm not gonna lie. As I stated earlier, I spent 2 hours just on one level, since the only way to complete a level is to get every check off your task list. These tasks usually involve stealing iconic items like legendary swords or Gucci belts, as well as not killing anyone, escaping, and taking smaller, less iconic goods on harder difficulties. The level design can be very convoluted at times, and your crayon map doesn't tend to help you out a lot. However, the initial exploration feels very thrilling, and it's genuinely fun to explore the map. But, like that time you accepted that strange pez at that club, the initial stages were amazing, until you realize you're pacing around like a maniac lost in a nightmare. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is the worst part of the game, next to the quick save being right next to the fucking quick load button. I mean, I can't be the only one, right? I'm not the only one that confused the two and then just completely dicked myself into a death loop, right? Regardless, the AI is questionable, and tends to be either completely blind and apathetic to your presence, or just so happens to bump into you in pitch black darkness. One thing's for sure, the AI does not fuck around, and Garrett is not a fighter. But just because you're outnumbered, doesn't mean they overpower you. Remember, you're trapped in here with me. Thief Gold is an amazing game, and I would recommend you play it if you have the time, or just don't believe that ADT sticker is real.